preparation, the whole environment, the game, the whole 9 yards. You guys been talking about the team.
Normal week, normal preparation, just like it's been for Wofford, App State, and Louisville. Not much really different. Obviously, we had an extra week to prepare for these guys, but outside of that, just a normal week.
J-Rod said yesterday he expects this to be a chippy game. Is that something you look forward to?
Yeah, I love high competitive games like this, but they're all like this to me. I'm always going into the game expecting the competitor to give me his best. So just because it's Notre Dame doesn't mean anything to me.
You've been waiting a long time to play a high-profile game back here in Death Valley against this kind of an opponent. Just kind of talk about that wait and what it feels like to have game day almost here.
This is what you come to college for. This is what you sign up for when you come to schools like Clemson. Being recruited, you come to see games like this, and this is what solidifies your commitment to come to schools like this, games like this. And so I'm very excited about it. The high competitive nature of it. Those guys are already saying things, and so I'm just excited about it to go out and play with my team in this kind of environment.
On some minor level, does this maybe on some level mean just a little bit more to you because you didn't get to play last year?
Not really. All that type of stuff is going out the window for me. I got those first game. Well, this is my first time back, and all that type of stuff. All of that is gone. That's what Wofford and App State was for me. Now I'm just back on the normal schedule like everyone else.
Film study. You guys on the offense you're going to face is really a multifaceted offense. You run in, pass oriented. What challenges do you see at your position of what you've seen in the film study?
They have good players. At the end of the day, the scheme doesn't really mean much if you don't have good players, but that's what makes them a good team. That's what makes us a good team. We both have good players. So at the end of the day, they won't show us anything that we don't see from our offense every day on the practice field. They have good players, just like we have good players. So that's where the stress comes from.
Is it tougher to prepare for a team that's so balanced as opposed to a team that does one thing really well?
I think the obvious answer to that is yes. The more versatile a team can be, the more dangerous they are. So.
Does it put more importance on stopping the run then and maybe force them into some tough passing situations?
I think the emphasis is always on stopping the run, no matter what team you play. When we played App State, we had to stop the run. We played Wofford, the key was stopping the run. Louisville, stop the run. Because if you let anyone run the ball on you, it's going to be a tough day, regardless if they can pass the ball or not.
What did you see from their running back?
He had a great game last week. Curious to, go out there and play against him and see what he can do against us.
Some games more physical, more aggressive than others. Talking about maybe some chippy play in this game. Does that play into your style as a player, being kind of a big hitter, an aggressive type style?
Yeah, I think that's one of my strengths. I love being physical. I love hitting, tackling, doing all that type of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that part of it as well. I'm glad their running back has had a lot of rushing yards because that means they'll try to do that on us, and that's what I love to do. So.
Can you feel that kind of extra level of build-up outside the program, like on campus and in the town?
Yeah, I try to remove myself from that as much as possible because none of that stuff matters. When we kick off at 8 o'clock or 8:05 or whatever time, none of that stuff is going to matter. It's going to matter how much I prepared, the time that I put into my preparation. And so I know that a lot of stuff outside is going on, but I don't exert my energy to those type of things.
In the offseason, the narrative with the media on Clemson was that it was going to be a rebuilding year on the defense. Obviously, you knew that the defense still had a lot of talent and was going to be good. Seems like the media is starting to realize that. I think the defense is ranked top 10 in 3 different categories. But do you look at this as a game to kind of make a statement as a defensive unit to the nation? And do you feel like you're starting to get more respect from the defensive side?
I think every game is a statement game for us. The media wants us to buy into that this is the game that we solidify ourselves. This is the game that we show the world that we're national championship contenders. This is the game, this is the game, this is the game. Every game is the game. And so I'm not really buying into what the media is saying because, the media didn't believe us at the beginning of the season. And I feel like no matter what happens this game, there's still gonna be doubt within Clemson, from as far as the media goes. So I'm not really buying into what the media has to say about the defense and our team and all that type of stuff, because at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. It only matters what we put on the field. So.
With Notre Dame being one of those small handful of programs with the huge national history, like a Michigan or Southern Cal, does it mean any more to you to have a Notre Dame that doesn't come to Death Valley every so often, come in here to play these guys?
Yeah, it means a lot because we don't play them every year. But outside of that, I feel like we're on the same level. Everyone talks about the prestige that comes with it and all that type of stuff because it's Notre Dame and the history that they have. But I feel like Clemson has the same prestige that comes with it as well. I'm not taking a back seat, and we're not taking a back seat just because it's Notre Dame. We're just as prestigious as Notre Dame in my eyes. I'm not. To me, that would be taking a back seat to put them ahead of us like that. So,
has the personality of this defense emerged? Can you describe what that is?
but we've only played 3 games, so the book is still being written. But whatever conclusion you guys want to draw from the 3 games that we've played, go ahead. But I don't feel comfortable saying that we're this or we're that after 3 games. We still have a lot of football to play.
That goes for the entire team.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, that goes for every team in the country, in my opinion. You can't really. A book isn't written in 3 games. It'll take 12 games. So.
Do you get a sense of where it's going? I mean, do you have a preference as to how you'd like to be represented?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to be number 1 in everything. I mean, that's my only preference, to be the top, and I think that's everyone's preference. But we'll see. After 12 games, we'll see.
With this team's mentality of, the next game is the most important game, treat every game the same, does that take time to develop? When you have you've got a lot of freshmen this year, is it going to take, do they have that mentality yet, or will it take them kind of being around the program to understand that?
Yeah, that's part of the culture that Coach Sweeney has worked so hard to build here. That's not a thing that you just have, that you just develop. That takes time. That takes maturation. It takes a mature player and person, to come in every week and treat every opponent the same. And I think that's just a compliment to the job that Coach Sweeney and the other coaches have done to get us to buy into that. And that's where our leadership comes in, to help those younger guys see it the way we see it. Guys that have been in the program 3, 4, and 5 years. That's why our leadership is so important. But that's just a compliment to Coach Sweeney to the job that he has done.
Have you found yourself kind of going to Van Smith, Mark Fields, and kind of trying to notice them? Have you had to kind of get them in line these last 14 days?
I wouldn't say I've had to get them in line. Those guys have done a great job. They come to practice, they prepare, they do everything the same as the older guys do it. I really hadn't had to get any guys in line. I feel I like the vibe that we have in the locker room from everybody.
When you're playing a team that you're not familiar with, how long does it take in the game to kind of get used to the speed and everything that you're going to see?
Well, you're only as familiar as your preparation. So if you don't prepare a lot, you're not going to be familiar with anybody. I don't care if you play a team that you play every single year. If you don't prepare, if you don't put the time into it, you won't be prepared. So you're only as familiar as your preparation makes you, and that's what we've harped on. Preparation, watching film, getting familiar with these guys, so we know them like the back of our hand. But in every game, there are going to be wrinkles. Even from the stuff that you watched on film, it may not be an identical game, but you'll have a good idea.
J-Rod said he expects this game to be a little chippy, and he said he's going to do some trash talking out on the field. What's your personality when you're in the game?
I'm just a gamer, whatever it takes. If that's where the road leads, then that's where the road leads. I'm just a gamer. I just try to rise to the occasion. If it takes a little bit of trash talking, I can do that. But I'm just focused on executing the game plan, executing the call, and getting the job done.
Do you enjoy the trash talk part of it if it comes to that, or would you just prefer to go out there, go about your business and not say a word?
No, I just enjoy the high competitive nature, and when you have competitive against competitive, and mostly everybody's on the field is good, there are gonna be times where some words are said and all that type of stuff, but that's just noise. If you're not executing, none of that stuff means anything. Anybody can talk trash, but not everyone can execute. So I just focus on executing and maybe a little trash talking on the side.
You ain't got a segue like Wayne?
Nah, I can't ride that thing. I tried it, and I'm like, I can't go 5 feet without shaking all over the place. But it seems like those things that's what's in style now. So